So, hello, my friend. A very happy Saturday, January 11th, 2025. I had to think. To you and to you, as I pray that this finds you well from wherever and whenever you're tuning in. I'm curious, how are you spending your Saturday? For me, I'm looking forward to a chill day. I don't know about you, sometimes it feels like we're always running. And every now and then it's okay to just take time and be. Do nothing, be nothing, think nothing. And to understand that our value as human beings does not come in the things we do, or in the things we are, or in the things we have. We have intrinsic, infinite, and eternal value and worth just for being. Just for being. Uh, we've gotten quite a bit of snow here in Kansas City. As you can see, it's yet to melt. But anyway, the word that's come upon my heart and which I am led to share with you today, if you want a title for it, is Just Say One Word. Just say one word. And subtitle, The Key to Your Breakthrough. And this is inspired by the story that's told in the Gospels of a Roman centurion who came to Jesus because his servant was sick. And Jesus said, well, I guess let me come to your house. And the Roman centurion said something that was remarkable, at least by Jesus' standards. He said, you don't even need to come to my house, sir. Just speak one word, and my servant shall be well. And he continued to say, because I get how this authority thing works. I myself, I am a man under authority, and because of that, I am a man in authority. And I say to this one servant, come, and he comes, and to the other one, goes, and he goes. And that was so remarkable that Jesus said he had not seen such faith in Israel. The Roman centurion understood that he just needed one word from Jesus. I think of another story in the Gospels, and it's told of the woman who had suffered for 12 years with an issue of blood. But she said to herself, if only I can touch the hem of his garment, then I shall be made whole. I remember another story, I think it was of a Phoenician woman who came to Jesus asking for help, and Jesus responded in a way that may appear rude to you and me, because he said, why should I take the bread of the children and give it to the dogs? And the woman replied and said, hey, but even the dogs eat of the crumbs that fall from the table. And to that woman, Jesus also said, I've never seen such faith in Israel. But the point I guess I'm drawing from these stories is that the Phoenician woman realized she didn't need the whole loaf of bread, she just needed a crumb. The woman with the issue of blood realized that she didn't need to touch the whole garment or even hug Jesus or even have lunch with him if she could just touch the hem of his garment. The Roman centurion realized he didn't even need Jesus to come into his house, he just needed one word. Where I'm going with these and the inspiration for the subtitle, The Key to Your Breakthrough, is that a lot of times it does not take but one word, but one light bulb moment, but one point of awareness, but one encounter to change the trajectory of our lives. A lot of times, if you even talk with anybody who is successful in whatsoever capacity and you ask them, what's the one moment that shifted your life or that changed your life, a lot of times they will tell you maybe it's somebody who said something to them, maybe it was an experience that they went through, maybe it was they had a defining turnaround moment, so to speak. So let me give you a couple of turnaround moments that have really greatly impacted my life in the last 5 years. The very first one happened in 2021 when I was reconnected with an old friend, Dr. Finhas Kenodia, and he was teaching a course, 10 Days to Discovering Your Purpose. I took that course, and after 41 years, I finally realized what I wanted to be when I grew up. I clarified my purpose, and my life has never been the same again. Now, that started me on a journey of intentional self-development. You see, a lot of times you and I we grow or we develop by default, like with no intention of our own. The only intention that you and I probably put most in terms of growth is in pursuit of a formal education. And even that is not intentional. It's because we've been conditioned to believe that a formal education is our ticket to success. But none of us takes the time to invest any more time or money or energy in growing ourselves. The funny thing is, the most successful people are not so much products of a formal education. If that was the case, all of us who have degrees and have had graduate degrees and postgraduate degrees, all of us would be successful. But a lot of times you find that the people that are most successful are the people who've been intentional in continuing to grow themselves, whether it's growing themselves in their mindsets or growing themselves in their skill set or growing themselves in strategy and planning, right? Who go the extra mile. It's the people that burn the midnight oil when everybody else is sleeping. It's the Kobe Bryants of the world who are in the gym taking shots at 4 a.m. while everybody else is sleeping. It's the people that do more than the bare minimum. Anyway, where I was going with this is that I started on a journey of intentional self-development, and I want to say I was in it for a year and doing the motions, but at some point in my journey of coaching, and I was attending group coaching with Dr. Phinehas Kenodia, he started talking about paradigms. And at that point, the word and the name Bob Proctor came into the conversation as the guy who is like the creme de la creme as far as paradigms go and the subjects of paradigms grow. And at the recommendation of Dr. Phinehas and the other people in the group coaching, I looked up Bob Proctor, and I got his book, Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Life. And the proverbial lights came on in a way that they had not come before. Now, mark you, I was in self-development and intentionally pursuing it on group coaching calls and doing things. But it's not until I read that book that the proverbial light bulb came for me. And that became another landmark, another one word in my life that transformed my life. So anyway, my friends, I think where I'm going with this is I say that in your life, you need just one word. You need one account, one aha moment. You need one encounter that forever shifts your life. And so the question becomes, well, how do you get such an encounter? Now, as Myron Golden likes to say, is that a good question or is that a good question? And in my humble assessment or observation in life so far, I have come to find that that one word, that one encounter, that one aha moment finds us as we are busy seeking, as we are busy searching, as we are busy doing the thing that we know to do and giving it all our might, right? Now, listen, Goliath, David and Goliath, you know the story. That was the defining moment that changed David's life. But before David and Goliath happened, do you know that David was fighting, was watching sheep in his, in the wilderness, in obscurity. He was fighting bears in obscurity. Back then, there was nobody to capture a video of David killing a bear and a lion so that it went viral. But all of that was preparation ground so that when he met Goliath, he could translate the skills, the mindsets, the attitudes that he had developed in the gym to the boxing ring with Goliath. The shepherding of the sheep, that may have looked like a menial job, but that prepared him to be a shepherd of the people. And of David, scripture says that he shepherded God's people with skilled hands and integrity of heart. Yeah, I think of Moses, who was 40 years boot camp in the desert to get his mindset. He might have had the skill set in terms of being able to fight and leadership from the palace. Matter of fact, he thought he was ready to go as a prince. He killed an Egyptian soldier thinking, I'm ready to deliver God's people. God is like, you need another boot camp of 40 years in the wilderness to teach you to have a shepherd's heart. The kind of heart that led him to say, God, kill me and spare these people, even though, God, you are mad at them for disobeying. I think of Joseph, who already had gifts and started seeing dreams as a teenager, but he had to go through a prison, he had to go through a palace. And I can tell you story after story. I think about Rebecca. You know, she was not a gold digger, but she got a husband who was worth tons of gold. When she was busy being faithful, being kind, and being serving, if you know the story, Isaac's servant had gone to look for Rebecca, and he had prayed to God and said, God, the woman who comes and serves me and gives water to me and my camels, that will be my sign. And Rebecca comes, she doesn't know. You and I know the story because we've read the book. Rebecca doesn't know this. She's just being her, being diligent, going to the well like she had done all her life. And she meets this servant, plot twist, and she doesn't see it as an inconvenience, but she sees it as an opportunity to serve. And in her service and willingness to go out of her way, that becomes her one word, becomes her big moment. Where am I getting at with this? I am encouraging you to be faithful where you are. No wonder scripture says that when you are faithful with the little things, you can be trusted with a lot. I'm encouraging you to do that which you know to do. Do what you can, where you are, with who you have, with what you have. Start acting in obedience on what is presently revealed, and as you obey that, more will be revealed. Be a seeker. Be a lifelong learner. Read books. Be under coaching and under mentorship. Invest in your self-development and growth. Take that periodical or journal that teaches you that extra skill in whatever it is that you do. Continue growing, continue reading. And at some point, you see, I've come to find that our journey of growth in life looks like this. You ascend, then you plateau. Then you ascend, then you plateau. But a lot of life is the plateau, where it seems like nothing is happening. But trust me, there is things happening. And then a time comes when you have a shift. And you ascend and you go into another level. And then you plateau again. But you only find your shifts as you are willing to stick with the plateaus, if that makes sense. Read a book. You may have to read 300 pages of a book, but if you only get one great idea out of that book that transforms your life, the time and the energy and the money invested in reading that book was worth it. I was listening to Myron Golden the other day, and he referenced somebody, and he said, when you are mining for gold, you have to move a lot of dirt to get to an ounce of gold. But guess what? It's not the dirt that you are looking for. It's the 1 ounce of gold that makes moving all the dirt worth it. And I find that a lot of our lives, metaphorically speaking, are dirt. They are the plateau phase where a lot of us give up because we don't think anything is happening. And like in the story of Derby, we stop short of the 3 feet of gold. So I think you get the point by now, my friends. All you need is one word. All you need is one encounter. All you need is one aha moment, one light bulb moment to transform your life and take it to the next level. But you know how you get to those aha moments and breakthroughs is when you are consistent doing what you know what to do, being faithful with a little, and being a lifelong learner and student. That's it, my friend. There are so many other things I could say on this subject. This was meant to be a 2-3 minute video, but hey, we're already at 14 minutes. But I hope it encourages you to continue keeping your hand to the plow, to continue putting your nose to the grind, to continue showing up. Your breakthrough is on the way. Galatians 6:9 and 10, I'll leave you with these and then I'll let you get back to enjoying maybe your beautiful day. Galatians 6:9 and 10 says, do not be weary in well-doing, because in due season you will reap a reward if you do not give up. In due season. We never plant and reap in the same season. You gotta put seed in the ground and do the hard work of pouring water and mulching, all the while believing there are things happening underground, under the soil where you planted the seed, even though you cannot see it. But as you persist, lo and behold, with time you see something shoot up from the ground and germinate. That's how the rest of life works too. Do not grow weary in well-doing, for in due season you will reap a reward if you do not give up. You will find your one word, your light bulb moment, your proverbial sitting down under a tree like Isaac Newton seeking, and an apple falls and you discover gravity, or you discover the next big thing. Keep at it. God bless. Bye-bye.